Hey, good morning, guys. Welcome back to Heiko Shaves. Today we're not in the bathroom, we're not going to shave. We're just going to look at some vintage Gillette razors, among others. Reason why is over the last few months, I've been collecting, let's say, accumulating quite a selection of vintage razors, primarily made by Gillette. And I have started listing a few extras that I have, so I don't want to, just bulk hoard those in my cabinets. I just want to have one of each, and the rest I'm going to put on eBay for a very reasonable amount of money, actually auction style. So whatever guys are willing to pay for it, that's what it's going to go for. And I wanted to give you guys a chance to take a look at them as well. Let's talk about the different generations. I have quite a peasant style collection, so there are no fancy executives or toggles or aristocrats among those. I only have the standard supermarket style versions of the Gillette razors from back in the days. So guys, here's the collection. Mostly Gillettes. There is one Outcast over here made by Chic, which is very similar to the Gillette Twist to Open or butterfly razors. The ones here in this arc are going to be the ones that I will be holding on to. The four down here are the ones that I currently have listed on eBay. So let's just look at them real quick. Let's talk about a little bit of history. I have some reference material here open on the browser. They originally started out, with a 100 series, 102, 102A, 106. Those are all kind of making this up as I go. Those are all razors that are three-piece, a handle, a bottom plate, and a top plate, and you put the razor blade in between. There were some open comb and some closed. I don't have any of those. So currently my oldest razor I have is a 1954. That would be this puppy here with a fine knurling. So this is a twist to open. You want to call it a super speed. I don't think they called it super speed at the time. I couldn't tell you exactly. But yeah, so that's 1954. So this is after they took a break from making the early twist to open. They kind of looked the same before World War II. I just looked at a picture from 1937 and it looked exactly like it. They might have had some slight design changes, not sure. But so then they picked it up in 1946 again after World War II was over. And then they kept making those until all the other versions of the twist to open slowly started to emerge. So my red tip here, for example, is 1957. Then the silver flare, I have one here and another one is going away, selling on eBay. They are 1955 and 1960. Then we have the two black ones here. One is a P3 and the other one is an R3, 1970 and 1971. So you can see without major changes, they kept making them. Major difference here was having a blue tip and a red tip in the standard version, right? The red tip is the more aggressive one. The blue tip supposedly the gentler version that even the ladies like to use. They even had twist to open razors for the ladies with longer handles and different colors. I have one coming. It's not here yet. I might try to push that one onto my wife. Maybe she wants to try it out. Shaving legs, whatever they do. So yeah, twist to open razors, as you can see, they continued on. They used aluminum here at some point. This was still all brass, and then aluminum came around. My blue tip is, what year is my blue tip? Do I not have my blue tip on my list here? Take a quick. Oh, I know, I remember. I had to literally, this one is in pretty bad shape. Has plating loss at the bottom. It's really hard to read. So I even had to get a watchmaker's loop out to read the date code. Okay, took me a little while. It's a B4. So that would be 1956, fourth quarter. So I will hold on to this one until I find a nicer one. These two here, the reason why I have two of those, I figured I have two sons. They both eventually will start shaving, and then maybe I can convince them to use safety razors instead of cartridge razors or throwaway ones. And these are immaculate. They are in perfect condition. So one is a 1970 and one is a 71. This is knurled aluminum rather than brass. And the aluminum razors, they have their own challenges. So wherever they used aluminum, they have multiple different materials. So brass on the inside and then aluminum on the outside interact with each other. And that can lead to corrosion, and then parts get stuck and whatnot. But these are perfect. And if my boys want to use them when they start shaving, when they are 15, 16, 17, whatever age they start growing a beard, I will try to give each one of those. So then we have the Black Beauties here. There are two, one here, one there. There were actually a few different versions. So like I said, there is a webpage called GilletteAdjustable.com, and they can give you an overview of all the different versions of adjustables. Oh yeah, there is the Fat Boys and the Slims, and then this model here is actually not called a Slim anymore. This is a super adjustable. That's what Gillette called it, the super adjustable. There was an 84 and 109 that has to do with the grip length. So the 109 is this one and this one. The 84 is a little shorter, kind of the length of a Slim. Aluminum handle. Then eventually they changed the knurling on the handle from this longitudinal pattern to a more diamond-shaped pattern. So many different versions. They also had them gold-plated. The Slim, this one and these two here, the Slim was available in this nickel finish, but also in gold. And then I think they called it an executive. Same with the Fat Boy. I only have one. It's not in the greatest shape, but it's usable. So the Fat Boy standard, then there was a Fat Boy gold plated, and then there was a red dot Fat Boy, which had a little bit different mechanism for the adjuster up here. And actually the bottom plate, the whole adjustment mechanism was different on the red dot ones. So many different versions. It would be going way too far if we want to cover all of them. This here is a travel size heck razor, if you want to call it that. You know, 3-piece. Just this tiny little handle. There's a little bit of corrosion here on the threading, and then up and bottom. The blade in between, and off you go. And then the thing here in this golden package here is the same. This is unused. There's still the paper in between the top and bottom. The same knurled handle. I think they are same year even. Yeah, this one and this one. Both 1966. I'm just going to keep this little kit together. I'm probably not going to use it really. I saw that Razor Emporium has a khaki little travel kit pouch that you can buy. Looks like the same packaging that was handed out during World War I. It's kind of a canvas material in olive drab, and that has a flat polished piece of stainless steel. I think it's a mirror, and then it used to have one of those in there, and then you can put your own. I'm going to put this one in there in a 5-pack of blades, and when we go travel, which is going to happen in June, we're going to go to Taiwan. I will most likely take this one with me. So if you see me shaving on the channel in June in a different country in a hotel room, that's when we are in Taiwan. And what I also want to do is a trip to a Taiwanese drugstore and see if they have any kind of shaving equipment that we might try out. And what else? Oh yeah, I haven't said anything about this guy here. This is a 1967. This is a plastic handle. And instead of twisting the bottom end, you actually twist on this puppy here, which is kind of the location of the adjuster on the adjustable ones. But this is just the twist to open function. Pretty good conditions. You know, there's barely any plating loss. I've noticed that most razors that suffer some plating loss is usually here somewhere in this area, right on the edge of the blade. I guess where always the grunge, the dirt, the nasties come through. So always here and here. That's the most common area. So I have one of those. It's probably a cost-saving measure. So they wanted to offer a more affordable razor. That's why they went with a plastic handle. Contrasting this here with the Chic. Also a twist to open. The knob is at the bottom. The handle is plastic or Bakelite or whatever this is. They have a date code system also on here on the bottom plate, which nobody can decipher. Some people have some idea, but there is no complete list on the internet. So if you are an ex-employee of Chic and you worked in the 50s and 60s, please share your knowledge with the rest of us. So there's like a 12M5. I've looked around. I've tried to figure out what that means. A lot of people have the same problem. They want to figure out what their Chic collection is comprised of. It's really difficult. Nobody knows exactly. There's not a comprehensive list out there that's going to tell you exactly when those razors were made. And they also had a slew of different models. As I mentioned, Razor Emporium, very great webpage. They give you all those date codes here. So Gillette production, old type, the 1903. Like I said, I don't have any of those. And then they eventually start making the TTO, the twist to open. Aristocrat one-piece TTO with bulldog handle and home guard. So open comb, I'm assuming. And then you will see that 1941 and then 1942, they don't make the TTO anymore. So this is really a good place to go to. Also, Razor Emporium has a vintage razor shop. They sell refurbished vintage razors, and they have so many listed. If you want to look at a picture of a razor of a specific model, so here you can see there's a super adjustable 84 and a super adjustable 89. They are very similar to the Slim in length. Oh yeah, this one here is a 109. That's the longer version. That's what I have. Also gold-plated ones. So they have all kinds of different models. You can take a look at those pictures. Here's one of the Blue Star Lady Gillette, 1967. I think I might have this one on order for my wifey. I have those little stars up here. Actually pretty cool. Oh, this one is rough. So they sell originals, untouched, unrestored, just cleaned, but they also do a lot of refurbishing. Here's one of the, I don't even know how to pronounce it. Oftentimes when you have a K, the beginning of a word like night, or knife, the K is silent. So is this a neck or a knack? So let's call it a neck. So check this webpage out. And then here's the other one, the GilletteAdjustable.com. They have razors here, so you can look at the Toggle family. You know, these are fancy. I have none of those. They are all pretty expensive because, you know, the earlier in the history of Gillette you go, the less razors were actually made during those years. They probably started out in 1903 and made a couple hundred. And then in the 60s and 70s, they made 1 million a year or something like that. So you can look at all those different bottom dial. I don't have any of those bottom dials either. Then we have the Fat Boys, you know, and then the Slims kind of superseded the Fat Boys. They made the handle longer and skinnier, even though the Fat Boy is the more popular, I guess, among collectors and users. And then the super adjustables, there are all those different versions. Here's the short one. That's very similar to a Slim. Then the longer one, then the gold-plated one. So they only show the 84. Apparently, there is also an 89. Or maybe, yeah, where did we see this? There is a 109. But here they have a 109, an 84, and an 89. So, I don't know. Is this really 89 and 84? Because the super adjustables here, there's only an 84 and an 109 listed. nothing about an 89. So Razor Emporium, who is correct here? Yeah, so this webpage is great. And of course, they also have the date codes for all the different adjustable versions. Both of those sources are really good for pictures and looking at things and learning things. And then just get your feet wet, go onto eBay or just check out your local antique store. And then you can do the cleanup with a toothbrush and some dish soap. If you really feel strongly about it, just dip them into 91% rubbing alcohol to really kill off the cooties. You know, who knows who has shaved with those or what body part they shaved with them. So maybe you want to do that for sure. I also have an ultrasonic cleaner that I dip those into. So that's pretty much it. Pretty good overview, I guess. You guys let me know what you think. Which ones you want to see in a review or in a comparison to maybe a modern razor. Lots of new stuff coming. So I have a Merkur Progress with a long handle coming. I have a Rockwell 6S coming. I have another Chinese clone from AliExpress. Looks exactly like, not exactly, but it's a clone to the Rex Ambassador. Someone told me that there is a Russian version, a Russian clone to the Rex Ambassador out there. If someone can tell me what that is called, who makes it, and where I can get one, I would probably try to, get some of those cheaper ones. I wish I could afford a Rex Ambassador. I would love to have one in my collection or even just use one for a review, compare them to, the Slims and the Fat Boys of this world. There's also the Fat Guy made by Global Shave Club. They kind of tried to imitate the old Fat Boy and keep it alive, so to speak. That might be an option. They are relatively affordable in like the $140 range. The Pearl Flexi is like $70 to $80. It's a fully adjustable, short, stubby razor like this. In the meantime, we're going to stay in this realm, and we're going to also stay in the affordable stuff from the supermarkets and the AliExpresses of this world. And if you guys want to hang out with me and give comments and tips and advice, I really appreciate it. You guys rock. All right, guys, so that was the little overview over Heiko's vintage Gillette collection. Stay around, stick around, give me thumbs ups, and leave me your comments down below. I really love to read those. So far, I've been able to keep up and comment almost on every single one of them. And I really appreciate the advice, the product recommendations, things that I should try out, things that I should do differently. And I will definitely give that a whirl. So you guys are highly appreciated. I'll give you a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.